Take two. NWO to sweep. But that's not what the premise of this video is. So I have a couple of things that I wanted to go into, and I don't usually get to do videos at home much because there's always somebody here, but I wanted to throw two little points in here after I saw a couple of things that happened. And it's interesting because the story itself is on military news. So it's legit. But the first one is, so everybody knows what happened yesterday in Baltimore, right? Some are saying it's this, some are saying it's that, some are tinfoil hatters, some are whatever. But if any of you guys remember, there was a movie that came out on Netflix a few months ago, and we all know the name of it, and it involved a cargo ship in the beginning, and the little girl saw it coming closer and closer, and at first they didn't think it was, and then pretty soon it did, and it hit the beach. Now, while that's not exactly the same, it's still kind of the same. And you know how they always say, oh, well, they do things and then it happens? Well, there's that. Now, I'm not saying that this is fact, because the fact checkers are out and they're nailing everybody, and people are losing their channels. And the second it hits the dreaded FB as a fact check, well, then you know it's true, because they're trying to make anybody who believes anything other than what national news tells them as conspiracy theory, which a lot of those have turned out to be true anyway. So there's that one. The second one is, which I just found on a military website, because I heard about it in a different video and I went and looked to corroborate the story. And sure enough, they're going to send these missiles out towards when the eclipse happens to gather information from the eclipse. But as a lot of these channels here on YouTube are talking about, that's just what they're telling you. There's all kinds of other things that could be happening. There is a Horde comet that's coming by at a certain point in the same period. Are they going to try to do something to it? Is there a hidden object out there that we've always talked about that maybe they're trying to still take out? See, no one knows, because the first story is always a cover story. So the boat's kind of interesting, because I didn't think about that till somebody told me, and then I went, oh yeah, I remember that. So that was in a movie. I'll leave it there. Excuse me, guys. I've been having a rough morning, and I'm just now kind of making it. So and the names of these missiles are kind of funny, because they're kind of like named after serpent god, and it's going to the sun, Ra, all that stuff, you know what I mean? So symbolic, however it is. Well, the lunar eclipse was a bust here. It was supposed to be a blood moon like last time, and I went out there when it was supposed to happen, and it was just as clear and white as could be. Might have been red somewhere else, but it wasn't red here. Now remember, there's a story about Betelgeuse that they haven't talked about it again in a long, long time. When it goes supernova, it's going to light up the sky, and you're going to see red for quite a while. Excuse me. So it's kind of an interesting game, because you can't believe every story that comes out as completely 100% legit. There's usually something behind that story that leads into other things. Because I don't believe in coincidence. In fact, there was a movie put out on TV roughly 7 or 8 months before that big event happened, a long time ago. Same scenario, same thing, and then it happened. And like I said, I'm a moderator of a group, and they hit us. because somebody posted that video. Oh, this has been fact-checked. That's not correct. That's a conspiracy theory. Right then and there, you know that it's probably true. It did knock out a big area of trade and stuff coming in. It did do it. Excuse me. Not having a real easy day here. I've been to the doctor. I got the meds I can take. I do what I can. This is as good as it gets. Okay? I'm also old, and so life hasn't been that fair to me. Although I wasn't fair to myself, and I'm where I am because of a lot of my youthful actions, okay? So, now today I wouldn't know why anybody would want to smoke. You know, it's like, why? It's no big issue, and all you're going to do is get this? Not even worth it. So, there's that. Two little topics I wanted to talk about. The container ship and this missile launching at the eclipse. So then you put this together. You have 40 or more budget rental trucks, major police force, military, tents, and again, maybe nothing happens. But I would tell you, if you live in those zones, again, food, water, supplies, enough for a couple of weeks. If you can get enough for a month or two, then you're good. And in the end of the day, if nothing happens, you've got your stuff, and you can just go ahead and eat it and drink it, and you still got it, and it worked out. But if you don't, who knows? And then they're sitting there trying to tell everybody, oh, yeah, you know, maybe all these people, and that could be true. But when I was a kid, I never saw people flock to eclipses. I mean, it's just, I don't really understand. So, while the premise is probably true, I would just stock up anyway. I don't have a lot more to really go into. I am going to tell you this. This is something that this is off all of this subject. This is more of a YouTube subject for me, as I never do it, but other people do. Now, when you sign up for the however much money a month it is, and you get this service that guarantees you no ads, meaning no more skip button, but all these people, even if you like them, do ads within the video, you're still getting ads. And you know what I say? YouTube should demonetize them then. Because the person that didn't want ads is still going to get them. Because instead of having to skip by an ad or whatever, they get them anyway. And like I told you guys 1,000 times, I got one more thing to go into. But like I told you guys 1,000 times, put your links down in the description, mention it maybe one time, or maybe once every couple of months, and if the people really want to donate, they'll click that link. Don't make commercials within your video, okay? Now, this thing's crossed the old brainstem for the last part of this video, and I wanted to put this out there because it's happening. So, the U.S., is trying to get involved in talks again with Israel, and the bottom line is, they want a two-state solution. Now, while you might blame whoever is current, the other guy that's running too wants it also. No matter who it is, they all support the two-state solution. That is a biblical move. When the Golan Heights changes the hands of where it is today and goes back to Syria, that's a major move. That's a biblical move. And then you've got over 1 million plus Jews that live there. What are they going to do? Kick them out? Where are they going to go? So even the guy that everybody wants, Horseman bad, wants a two-state solution too. And I already told you my little scenario. And my scenario is this. Whoever is in at the time will get duped by this other person, and they'll sign the treaty. And then everybody's going to think it's all groovy and great because it's okay for a few years. And then after that 3.5 years in, they'll break it, and then it's going to be the major bit. But again, I already told you guys about Rapture, and there's a lot of people out there that think they're going to be hithered and probably won't be. Twinkling of an eye could be something you don't even want to know. Doesn't mean God's going to reach with his hand and pull you up. It just means that something is going to happen and whatever. But I'll get off that subject. Two-state solution. If that happens, everything's going to switch. Some people don't see anything out of that one thing. I saw something out of it. The thing with the missile deal. See, when you read things on regular, like, news or are shown it, they think that you're stupid and that you'll believe what the TV tells you. That's why a lot of people like me who've drifted from TV are a little bit more on things because we don't believe what it tells us. The only thing I really watched TV for was football. Football now is becoming so not football that's not even worth watching. And I really do believe that there's a lot of games that get swayed by refs and all this other stuff and that they're not even legit. Now you're not even going to be able to hip tackle? What's this, flag football? You can't have an onside kick on the first kick? That's a trick play? None of those? This game isn't even worth watching, guys. So, with all that said and done, those are my 3 topics of discussion today. A lot of things are coming to happen. And also, there's a lot of other things on the other spectrum that were predicted. And it's all happening. So anyway, I'm going to put one more minute of this video out, and then I'm going to end. That took out a major port. But oh no, it was an accident. Then they're going to do this thing with missiles. Of course, it's research, they say. And then they're all nailing after Israel trying to get a two-state solution. So it's all kind of an interesting thing. Well, that's me for today. You guys have a great week. Keep yourself prepared. Stay ready. Don't take anything at face value. Oh, I wanted to go into this again. So, again, if you subscribe to this genre and don't want commercials, you shouldn't be getting them within your video. Okay? Report them. Even if you like them, report them. Demonetize them. If they put it in the link, then it's up to you to click it. But telling me every day, after a so-called breaking video, I don't care anymore. I'm also going to give you a little bit of financial advice. It's working for me. This is not a commercial. This is just what happened. Bitcoin. I bought it initially. It's what it's at. It's $10 over what it is. It's going to go higher. Watch and see if that's not true. That's not a commercial. That's just a fact. Peace.